The tensions between Max Verstappen and FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem just hit a breaking point. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Jeddah may have concluded with a checkered flag, but for many in the Formula One world, the real race was happening off the track, between Red Bull's Max Verstappen and FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem. What unfolded wasn't just a heated exchange. It was the latest chapter in an escalating power struggle that's dragging the sport into deeper controversy. It started with what looked like an uncomfortable confrontation. Cameras captured a tense moment between Verstappen and Ben Sulayem post-race, and body language said it all. Max wasn't happy. And the FIA president? He didn't back off. In fact, it felt like he leaned into the conflict, as if trying to assert authority over one of the sport's most dominant forces. This wasn't an isolated incident. It's part of a broader narrative that's become impossible to ignore. Formula One's top drivers, including Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, appear to have lost faith in the man who runs the sport's governing body. And that raises the bigger question: should Ben Sulayem step down? For months now, the whispers have been growing louder. Ben Sulayem's leadership style has rubbed many the wrong way, inside the paddock, in the media, and even within the FIA itself. His desire to be seen, to be a visible presence among the drivers during press events and ceremonies, has been met with awkwardness, avoidance, and sometimes open resistance. In Jeddah, the pattern repeated itself. Sulayem was seen trailing the drivers, trying to initiate conversations, and in one moment, even attempting to engage Hamilton, who walked away without acknowledging him. These aren't just optics issues, they're signs of a deeper fracture in trust between the FIA president and the grid's most respected veterans. And then there's the Verstappen incident. According to reports, Ben Sulayem may have confronted Max over his radio comments during the opening lap. Comments made in response to a controversial 5-second penalty. Some sources even claim that Verstappen was warned not to publicly criticize the FIA's decision. If that's true, it would mark a serious overstep. And Verstappen didn't take it quietly. While denying any formal reprimand, he made it clear that he felt silenced. "People can't handle the truth," he said. "That's not just frustration. That's a direct shot at the culture of control emerging within the FIA." It doesn't stop there. The FIA's new policies, like cracking down on drivers for using strong language or expressing emotion over the radio, have only worsened relations. Some of these rules weren't even supported internally. Several FIA staff members reportedly opposed them, and when they voiced that opposition, they were either removed or pushed to resign. One of the highest-profile exits came from FIA Vice President Robert Reid. Sources say his resignation was driven by philosophical differences with the direction Ben Sulayem is taking the organization. In short, Reid no longer believed the FIA was serving the sport's best interests. He wasn't alone. David Richards, chairman of Motorsport UK, also found himself at odds with the president, and both men were barred from attending a critical FIA council meeting after refusing to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Let that sink in. Top-level governance in F1 is now demanding NDAS just to participate in rule-shaping conversations. That particular meeting, by the way, covered game-changing topics, including the now-approved mandatory 2-stop rule for Monaco. And yet, dissenting voices were locked out. Confidentiality is one thing, but when transparency disappears, trust collapses. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Ben Sulayem's internal power struggles are now spilling into public view. And as this unfolds, the drivers, the heart of the sport, are becoming increasingly vocal. George Russell, current GPDA director, has led the charge. In recent interviews, he said what many fans already suspected: the drivers are in the dark. They're barely consulted, often ignored, and increasingly sidelined when it comes to critical decisions. Russell described the current environment as unstable, and went as far as to say that while the drivers still have full trust in Formula One CEO Stefano Domenicali, the same cannot be said for the FIA. And if that trust is broken, the consequences could be enormous. Russell warned that despite previous efforts to collaborate with the FIA, their voices aren't being heard. "Our actions are having little impact," he said, adding that the situation is heading in one direction only, toward more instability and less cooperation. His words echoed what fans, pundits, and insiders have been sensing for months. The sport feels increasingly divided. Formula One thrives on drama, but not like this. The power structure is shifting. The FIA's grip is tightening, and yet, with each controversy, that grip seems to be slipping. The president's clash with Verstappen in Jeddah may have been a symptom, but the disease runs deeper. Political friction, eroded relationships, and a style of leadership that more closely resembles regime control than collaborative governance. And let's not forget, this isn't just about internal politics, it's affecting business. When Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund made a reported $20 billion offer to purchase F1's commercial rights from Liberty Media, Ben Sulayem responded dismissively. His comment that F1 shouldn't overestimate its value didn't just kill the deal, it created lasting tension with key stakeholders, who now question whether the FIA president understands the commercial side of the sport at all. Even fans aren't spared the confusion. The FIA has teased the idea of bringing back V10 engines, widely seen as a move to pacify frustrated fans. But it's largely been smoke and mirrors. There's no serious technical or environmental roadmap for such a change. It's just more noise. And amid all of this, there's one constant. Ben Sulayem remains in charge. For now. But the knives are out. The GPDA is frustrated. The teams are cautious. Key insiders are resigning or being forced out. And the media pressure is mounting by the day. With a major FIA meeting on the horizon, one where the president's position could be challenged, Ben Sulayem's future hangs in the balance. Publicly, he insists the criticism is unfair. Privately, he knows the support he once counted on is fading. And so, the question becomes, have we reached the final act of Mohammed Ben Sulayem's presidency? If not now, then soon. Because a leadership model built on control, silence, and fear doesn't work in modern Formula One. Not when the drivers are united, not when the sport is global, not when fans are watching more closely than ever. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is this the end for Ben Sulayem? Or just another bump in the road? And if change is coming, who should step up next? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth F1 content. And check out the next video now appearing on your screen. We'll see you there.